it's interesting. I don't see anybody that they could trade off that they wouldn't be able to keep playing at more or less the same level they're at now. I mean, they survived without Erod for a long time, and stayed a relatively watchable team. And you think about this weekend, that first win against Seattle, a highly entertaining baseball game. The second win, 6-zip, just a nice, clean, professional baseball game. No base running errors, no big fielding gaffes. I mean, it was, a well-played game. They can put together that kind of game, but they're going to need to make some trades. They're not going to build this team from what they have on hand into a big winner. They're going to have to go out and find some players. And it's not all going to be through the draft. It's not going to be all through the farm system. They have to make some moves, bring in some outside talent from other places. And I think Scott Harris knows that. They need to find that, Steve Kemp for Chet Lemon trade eventually someday too. That'll be the fun one I'll be looking for. A challenge trade that they win.
Christopher in the chat said, I think the Tigers should stand pat. They're not good enough to seriously compete. However, on the other hand, their most valuable trade releases are too far important to the future, other than Erod anyway. Yeah, I mean, I was on the boat. I've been on the boat about not trading Lang or Foley, but at the same time, if Bo Brisky does what he did over the weekend, you kind of have to go, well, wait a minute, maybe we'll be all right. Brisky came out throwing 97, 98 pretty well. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but he's got one of the better changeups. So you come out with the fastball and that cutter he's got. It's not bad of a combination.
Everything was moving.
Yeah.
Nothing looked straight that came out of his hand that day, man. That was pretty fun to watch. I am definitely in favor. If they can find a deal for Alex Lang, you do that in a heartbeat. But I've always been kind of the low man on Lang.
Yeah.
Doesn't throw enough strikes for me. Even when he gets guys out, he doesn't throw strikes. So, Foley, boy, he's impressive. If someone said you didn't want to move him, I could get it behind that. But at the same time, if you could get a guy, say, just on a level better than Justin Henry Malloy, okay, for Foley, do you do that? I kind of think the system needs it.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think it's. I don't know what kind of trade market we're going to be dealing with, though, Uper. I mean, it's you look at the AL East, which is still you're expecting the Yankees to make a move, and somebody suggested a trade about Paul or O'Neill from St. Louis to New York, and I could definitely see that. And that's a trade that I wanted the Tigers to make for a long time, but I don't see that happening now. And I wouldn't think it much sense. Tyler O'Neill's got too much injuries behind him, so